like a tired choir, fluorescent snow on the floor. I count my steps to stay awake, and still I hear your name. Your jacket hangs on the chair like someone who forgot to come back. The clock keeps practicing mercy, then changes its mind again. A nurse walks by with quiet eyes, a card of metal prayer. Somewhere a door clicks shut, soft as a goodbye. I write to you on paper cups, on napkins, on my sleeve. I tell the truth in small amounts, so it won't break my teeth. The city outside is bleeding light. Taxi tails a slow parade. I press my forehead to the glass and let the cold translate. You were the warmest room I knew, the lamp that didn't judge. Now I'm learning how to breathe without your hand on mine. The doctor speaks in careful words, as if hope is made of glass. I nod like I understand, then crumble in the past. I remember your laugh at 2 a.m. when storms were just for show. Now storms are real and I stay still, so nobody will know. If life is only a rhythm, then mine is out of time. I'm late to every miracle, I'm early to the crime. I whisper please into my mask. It fogs like a small sea. I hide my fear inside the fog and act like it's just me. A paper moon above the bed pretends it can be bright. I let anything keep me from the night. Tell me you're okay somewhere. Tell me you can sleep. Tell me your heart forgives me for promises too deep. When morning finally shows its face, it doesn't look like dawn. It looks like the same old hallway, and the song goes on. I fold my letters into silence. I tuck them where they won't be found. If you come back, I'll read them loud. If you don't, I'll hold the sound.
motel sign keeps blinking, like it can't decide on truth. I park beneath its broken glow and feel my age like proof. My hands smell like old steering wheels and coffee gone too thin. I carry silence in my coat and dust beneath my skin. Inside the bed is a rumor, the sheets are worn and kind. The television talks to itself, a language I don't mind. I sit with my back to the window, I don't want headlights in. Every light feels like a question, I'm not ready to begin. I used to write you postcards, bright jokes and sunny lies. Now I write on paper towels and never sign my name. The ice machine is coughing, the hallway carpet sighs. Somebody's laughter leaks through walls like cheap perfume at night. I think about your doorway, the key that knew my touch. I think about the way you said, don't leave, it meant too much. My throat is dry with unsaid words, my chest is full of smoke. I swallow every apology like it's a private joke. If I had stayed, would you have stayed? If I had begged, would you? I keep rehearsing different men who choose a different route. The blues doesn't ask permission, it moves in anyhow. It sits beside me on the bed and teaches me right now. I open the curtain just an inch, the night is only black. A highway sings its endless verse, then takes a chorus back. I remember Sunday rain on roofs, your hair against my cheek, a small piece in a small room, a promise we could keep. But promises grow sharp with time, they cut when you hold tight. So I let go in pieces and call it being bright. The motel sign keeps blinking, I blink along with it. Two broken things in the same dark, pretending we still fit. Tomorrow I'll drive before sunrise, before the world can see. Tonight I stay with the blinking light and let it blame on me.
airport smells like pennies in winter on clean floors. 1,000 rolling suitcases drag stories through the doors. I watch the boards change letters like fate rehearsing tricks. My flight is late, my heart is loud, my hands are holding nothing. You used to wait by gate 12, blue sweater, tired smile. You'd wave like it was simple, as if love had no miles. Now I stand where we stood before and feel the echo stare. A couple hugs too long nearby, I turn away from there. The glass is cold and honest, it shows me as I am. A person trying to look composed while shaking like a lamb. I scroll through old voice messages, your laugh arrives in pieces. I press it close to my ear, like prayer that never ceases. The announcement speaking calm, I envy how they're sure. They tell you where to go and when, and never ask for what. I carry your last sentence like a stone in my pocket. It's heavy in the right ways, it keeps me from forgetting. Outside planes lift like miracles, slow metal into sky. I wonder if I'm brave enough to love without a lie. I used to think distance was a test, now I think it's a shape. It bends around the same old fear and turns it into fate. I picture your apartment window, evening in the frame. I picture you making tea alone and whispering my name. If I could fold this airport up and put it in my hands, I'd crush the miles to powder and pour them where you stand. But all I have is minutes and the patience I pretend. So I breathe in airport oxygen and practice being gentler. When they finally call my boarding group, I don't feel ready still. I walk as if I'm steady, because I want that to be real. If love is a runaway, then let me learn to land. Let me arrive without an excuse and hold you like I planned. The taxi smells like raincoats and someone else's regret. We sit beside each other, but we haven't met.
Streetlights slide across our faces, gold and gone again.
Two shadows in the backseat, pretending we're just friends.
You look out at the storefronts as if they hold a map. I look down at my hands as if they don't know how to clap. The driver hums a melody the quiet between us and moves right in.
I say, how have you been? You say busy, we trade small words like bandages and hope they hold us through.
Your ring is gone, my smile is late.
We both notice, both ignore.
The city keeps performing like it's done this scene before.
You used to talk with your whole body, now your shoulders stay still. I used to brag about forever, now I swallow every will.
We passed the bridge where we once kissed.
Wind cutting through the night.
You whisper, I remember that. I answer, yeah, me too.
The silence grows a backbone. It sits up straight between. It makes the air feel heavier, like something unseen.
You reach for my hand and stop.
I reach then pull away.
Two shadows, two alarms, two hearts that won't obey.
I wanna say I'm sorry with a sentence that won't crack.
You wanna say you miss me without inviting me back. The taxi turns, the meter clicks. Time charges what it can. We pay with breath and bravery. Oh, and still we understand.
When we finally stop at your corner, you don't open the door. You look at me like a question you've asked 1,000 times. I say,
If I could do it over,
you say don't.
and that one word is mercy.
And also a knife.
You step out in a wet street light. I stay where the shadows live. The taxi pulls away slowly. I watch you.
The key won't turn. The key won't turn. The key won't turn in the lock. Maybe it's in my head. Maybe the door remembers the night I didn't stand. I hear your footsteps in my head, soft on the hallway tile. But when I blink it's empty air, and I forget how to smile. I brought back all the groceries, like we still live as we. Milk, bread, the brand you like, a habit haunting me. The elevator mirror called me and didn't look away. It showed her face is trying hard to act like it's okay. I knock once, then twice, then stop. I hate how hope behaves. It keeps arriving uninvited, like waves on certain days. I sit on the stairs and listen. Somebody laughs upstairs. A dog barks at a distant sound, Life goes on everywhere. I open my phone to call you, then close it like a sin. I rehearse a simple hi and lose my voice again. If love is a house, we built it with fast hands and slow care. Then I left the window open and let the cold live there. I remember your smallest habits, how you tucked hair behind your ear, how you said my name in half a whisper when the truth was near. I used to think I was strong because I never cried. Now I know I was just scared to see what I denied. The key won't turn in the lock. I twist until it hurts. A metal prayer, a stubborn sound, a pocket full of dirt. I stand up, breathe in, breathe out. The hallway light turns pale. I tell myself not tonight, like that's a real detail. But still I leave my hand on the knob a second longer than I should, because part of me still believes that love can be understood. I walk away, then look back once. The door stays like a wall. I keep the key in my pocket and carry through it all.
The library after midnight smells like paper and rain. Neon from the street leaks in, thin as a tired vein. I walk between the shelves like I'm borrowing time. Every spine is a stranger with a familiar crime. You once loved quiet places, you said silence could heal. Now silence is a hallway where I don't know what to feel. The desk lamp makes a small sun, my hands look older there. I turn a page too slowly, as if you might appear. A book falls somewhere distant, the sound is soft but sharp. It hits my chest like memory, then fades into the dark. I try to read about ocean, about doors that always close, but every sentence turns into you in the way my mind just goes. Your name is not in any index, yet it's on every line. I underline the emptiness and call it a design. Outside of bus sighs at the corner, two strangers share a smoke. I watch their tiny comfort and envy how it flows. If I could rewrite the ending, I'd choose the gentlest page. I'd keep your laughter in the margins where nothing has to change. But life is not a novel, Life is a spill of coffee and a stain that learns your shape. I close my eyes and hear you say my name like a promise. The sound is warm, then gone again, like heat leaving a glass. I stand and walk to the window. The city is a restless sea. Streetlights blink like patient stars, pretending they can see. I whisper I'm still here, to the books, to the dust, to the air. My voice comes back smaller, as if it's learned to spare. Somewhere a clock moves forward, somewhere you sleep or you don't. I hold the thought like a paperback bent at the corners of hope. When I finally check out, nothing, the night clerk doesn't ask. He stamps the date on silence and I wear it like a mask. I step outside with empty hands. The rain begins polite, and I walk home slower than usual, carrying you through the light.
Blue hour laundromat, electric hymn. Blue hour through the window makes everything feel dim. Quarters in my palm, warm from holding on too tight. I feed the metal mouth of it and watch my life turn white. Your shirt is in the basket, I don't know why I kept it. Maybe I wanted proof that love once let me touch it. The machines keep spinning round and round, knowing it looks like forgiveness, but it isn't, not my friend. A woman folds her towels with a calm I can't pretend. A kid laughs at a bubble like the world won't ever bend. I sit with my knees together, I stare at soap-stained floors. I hear our last argument in the squeak of swinging doors. You said stop leaving me, I said I never left. But the truth was in my silence and it stole what we had left. The blues comes in so gently like steam from winter breath. It doesn't kick the door down, it just sits and doesn't rest. I check my phone and hate myself. No message, still no sign. I keep refreshing emptiness like it might change its mind. The washer clicks to pause and starts again. Brave, dumb, I wish my heart could do that. Start again when it's numb. I remember your perfume mixed with summer city rain. I remember my how I learned to cause pain. I wanna write you something clean, a line that doesn't beg, but every sentence limps towards you like a tired, guilty leg. Because the fabric can be fixed, the wrinkles pressed and gone, but love is not a sweater you can fold and move on. I step outside with plastic bags, blue hour turning gray. I walk home with your shirt in my arms and let the night have its say. phone screen, rain on my lashes. I stop under an awning where the city flashes. I hear your voice in a voicemail, thin and far away. You say I'm fine too quickly, like you're trying not to stay. I don't know which version of you is telling me the truth. The brave one, the broken one, the one that still has youth. You used to talk in long circles, like stories had to breathe. Now your words are short and careful, like you're rationing relief. I press replay, then replay. Your laugh doesn't arrive, only the sound of breathing. And then goodbye, I start to type, come home. Then delete it like a crime. I start to type, I'm sorry. Then run out of time. You said you needed distance. I nodded like I understood, but distance is a blade when love is still in blood. The street is full of umbrellas, strangers pass in pairs. I watch them share small shelters and feel the ache of stairs. I remember your hands on my shoulders, gentle and gone. I remember the moment we realized we were holding on wrong, and still there's something stubborn about the way my heart repeats. It keeps walking toward your shadow in the same old empty streets. Your voicemail ends again. Silence falls like rain. I whisper your name anyway, soft and sane. If you're tired, tell me. If you're scared, tell me. If you don't love me, just tell me. I hate that I still want you, even after all the cuts. I hate that love can look like pride and still feel like a bruise. The rain gets louder, my breath gets small. I finally pressed record and let the truth fall. I say I miss you. You're quiet in my ear. I say I'm learning how to stay, and my voice turns clear. I don't send it yet, I just hold it close. A voicemail in the rain for the part of us that froze.
I quit cigarettes in spring, but the balcony still knows. It keeps the shape of my habit in the way the cold wind blows. The ashtray is empty now, the night is nigh. I lean on the railing and listen to my thoughts. Down below, cars pass slowly, red lights like lowered eyes. The city doesn't judge me, it just keeps living its lies. You hated when I smoked, you said it stole my breath. Funny how love can warn you and still walk you toward death. I rub my hands together, trying to make one behave. I tell myself I'm healing, I tell myself I'm brave. But healing feels like boredom, it feels like waiting in line. It feels like being sober while the memories drink wine. I remember you in this doorway, hair wet from summer rain. You said come inside and I said in a minute, like a fool who loves delay. I stayed out here too long, you went in alone. That's how we practice becoming a stone. Now I stand here with clean lungs and dirty loop and regret. I breathe deeper than before and still can't forget. The moon is thin tonight, like it's trying not to be seen. I understand that feeling, I've wanted in between. If I called you right now, what would I even say? I'm better's not a bridge, I'm sorry comes too late. I watch a neighbor's window, two silhouettes move close. The laughter rises softly and disappears like smoke. I used to be that easy, I used to be that sure. Now I count my quiet victories and feel less pure. I quit cigarettes in spring, but I didn't quit you. So I stand on this balcony and let the wind go through. And if tomorrow brings a moment when my hands don't shake, I'll take it like a small forgiveness and try not to waste.
Snow Globe City. The city looks like a snow globe when it starts to fall. Streetlights catch the drifting white and make it feel small. walk past glass storefronts, my breath a ghost in air. I see my reflection follow me like it still cares. You used to love first snow, you tilt your head and smile, as if the world was resetting for a little while. Now the snow just underlines how empty winter sounds. It fills the gaps between my steps and doesn't make a ground. A cafe closes early, chairs turn upside down. The barista wipes the counter like she's erasing town. I pass the river bridge, the water moves like ink. I think of all the things we didn't say and how fast they sink. My phone is warm in my pocket, a tiny stubborn sun. I wanted to light up with your name, but it doesn't. Not once. I stop beneath the street lamp and let the snow collect. It lands on my eyelashes, soft caress. I remember your scarf around my neck, your hands adjusting it. You said, "Don't be so proud." I laughed like that was it. Pride is such a quiet weapon. It doesn't sound like war, it sounds like I'm fine, and then an unopened door. The snow keeps falling anyway. It doesn't ask permission. It makes the whole city look gentle, like a practice fiction. I close my eyes and picture you somewhere with warmer lights. I hope you're safe, I hope you eat, I hope you sleep at night. And in that wishing, something loosens in my chest. Not forgiveness, not forgetting, just a softer kind of rest. The city looks like a snow globe. I'm inside it still, a tiny moving figure learning how to be still. I turn for home at last, snow melting on my coat. I carry you like quiet music and let the night flow.
The elevator doesn't stop for me, it stops for everyone else. Doors open like mercy, then shut like a bell. I press the button and again my fingertip turns white. A small patient violence in the middle of the night. You used to live on the 7th floor. We used to laugh at the view. Now the building feels taller, because I'm not walking to you. A couple steps in holding hands. They smell like shampoo and warm. The doors close on my face, and I feel the old storm. I tell myself it's nothing, just time and just machines. But everything becomes a symbol when your heart is mean. I stand by the mailbox row, letters like quiet bones, bills fly as somebody's wedding card, and nothing that is yours. The hallway lights buzz softly, like they're tired too. I lean on the cold wall and think of what I'd do if I saw you step out of those doors, if I heard you say my name. Would I forgive in one breath? Would I burn in the same flame? The elevator dings again. Not for me, not tonight. A man in a suit steps out, talking too loud, too bright. I watch the doors close again, like a lesson in control. How easy it is to be left behind by something with no soul. I take the stairs instead, one step, then another. My lungs complaining, honest ways. My pride won't help my hunger. On the 5th floor landing, I stop and listen close. I swear I hear your laughter, then realize it's a ghost. I climb like I'm paying pennies, like effort can't make me clean. By the time I reach the 7th, my hands are shaking unseen. Your door is not your door anymore. New numbers, different lock. Still my body remembers where we used to knock. The elevator doesn't stop for me. Maybe that's the point. Maybe love is an escalator, and I miss the joint. I walk back down slowly, letting each step be true. Because if I can't ride mercy, I'll build it out of you. A receipt for the past, a receipt for the past. I found a receipt in my pocket, folded small like a secret. Coffee and 2 pastries from the day we almost fixed it. The ink is fading, but the numbers stay. price for sweetness, a timestamp for the way. We try to talk like adults and fail like kids. You stirred your drink too slowly. I watch your mouth move, waiting for the sentence that would prove we weren't already broken, we were just bruised. Outside, traffic kept crawling. Inside, my fear ran fast. You asked me if I still loved you. I answered with the past. Now I hold this paper
Like you can't just
like if I show it to the world,
they'll understand why.
I couldn't say the simplest thing without feeling small. I remember the napkin between us, how you drew a tiny heart, then crossed it out, then drew it again, like you were practicing art and also practicing goodbye. The receiptless extra sugar that makes me laugh and ache. We were always adding sweetness to cover up the break. I sit at my
Kitchen table,
the room is
too polite.
the kettle whistles once then stops, like it's afraid of the night.
I wanna call you
Just to read the numbers, just to say, look, this happened, we were real, we were lovers. But I know how it sounds, a grown man begging with paper. So I folded back into my pocket and let the silence taper. Still it's strange how a small thing
can open a large door.
one slip of faded ink,
Get back to before.
and I'm back to before. Oh, if love is a purchase, then I overpay. If love is a receipt, then I kept what should have been laid down on the counter, left behind and forgotten. Tonight I tape it to the fridge, like a joke, like a shrine. I tell myself I'm fine. I tell myself I'm fine. I tell myself I'm fine.
The last train smells like winter. The last train smells like winter. The last train smells like winter. Metal and breath. People hold their bags like shields, as if kindness is a debt. I sit by the window where the glass turns cold. My reflection looks like someone who got tired of being bold. You would have hated this hour. You'd say, let's go home. But home became a question, and I kept walking alone. Stations pass like chapters, names I don't pronounce. A couple whispers in the corner, their laughter doesn't bounce. It sinks into the floor and stays there warm. I watch it like a child watching a storm. Your last last message was simple: take care. Two words with sharp edges that cut through air. I read it again, as if repetition can heal, but repeating only proves how heavy it can feel. The train rattles like a confession, lights flicker overhead. For a second I imagine your hand on my head, the way you used to call me without saying much. Now my own hands can't do it, they don't know how to touch. A man across from me nods off and wakes like he's practicing leaving, like he's learning mistakes. We're all traveling somewhere, even if it's just forward, even if forward feels like punishment and the heart stays coward. At the next stop, a woman steps in with hair wet from snow. She looks at nobody, I understand that glow. When the last train slows, the city outside thins. I feel the quiet widen like a wound that finally begins to close. Not because it's forgiven, but because it's time. I get off at my station, the platform is empty, wired. Snow starts to fall in small pieces. The air tastes clean and cool. I walk home with my collar up and let the night be cool. The last train smells like winter, so do I, so do I.
Night we never knew. We bought a map in a souvenir shop, like we were the type to plan. Folded paper, bright blue lines, two men playing we can. You said let's drive the coastline. I said after this week. We kept postponing sunlight until the future got weak. The map stayed in a glove box, creased from being ignored. Every time we opened it, we felt a little bored. Because the real adventure was just making it through another month of silence we didn't talk into. Tonight I found it again when I cleaned out the car. Your old sunglasses, a receipt, and the shape of where you are. I spread the map on the hood under a street lamp's glow. and tries to steal it, I hold it down too slow. Your voice comes back in fragments. Don't worry, it's fine. You said that so much, it started sounding like a sign. Two men with careful manners, two men afraid of heat. We kept our love respectable till it was incomplete. I traced the coastline with my finger, a route that never lived. I wonder what would have happened if I'd been brave enough to give you what you asked for. Time, eyes, truth. Instead I gave you delays. I gave you proof that I could always choose myself and call it being smooth. The map is full of places, none of them knows my name. None of them saw us laughing like we didn't feel shame. If you're out there somewhere, driving with your windows down, I hope the air is warm on you. I hope you found a town that doesn't ask you to be small. The wind finally takes a corner, the paper lifts then falls. I catch it like a reflex, like catching love at last. We bought a map in a souvenir shop, like we were the type to change. We weren't, but for a minute in this streetlight, I let the dream arrange itself into a simple line. We could have been so wide.
The window keeps your shade in the fog of my breath. I draw it without thinking, then wipe it back to death. Morning is a pale light, a colorless apology. The room is quiet enough to hear my own biology. The slow, stubborn heart still trying to be kind. I'll make tea the way you like. the beat, beat, like a small warning that the world won't sleep. I stand where you used to stand, by the sink, by the air. I remember your hair towel, your bracelets, your care. You talk about nothing just to fill the space. Now space is all I have, and it wears your face. I open the cupboard, 2 mugs, 1 too many. I turn one around like a guilty penny. If love is a room, then mine is a museum. I walk past old moments like exhibits of him. I'm tired of being dramatic, I'm tired of being brave. I want the simplest kind of peace, the kind we never gave. So open the window, cold rushes in a wake. It clears the fog from the glass and the shape starts to break. For a second I feel lighter, then the ache returns, because letting go is not one act, it's 1,000 small burns. Still the air is honest, still the sky is wide, still I have this body that refuses to collide with the ground. I close the window gently, I set the mug back down. I whisper not today, and somehow that's a sound. The window keeps your shape, but less than yesterday. That's how healing happens. A little fade, a little stay.
The night shift coffee tastes like burnt hope and patience. A paper cup, a plastic lid, a small steady violence. I sit in a corner booth that faces the door. I tell myself it's habit, not longing, not more. The waitress knows my silence, she refills without a word. Her kindness is the kind that doesn't need to be heard. Outside, the street is wet again, headlights smear like paint. Inside, the radio whispers old songs that don't pretend we ain't made of mistakes. Ooh, you used to call at midnight, you'd say, are you awake? I'd lie and say, of course, like love was easy to fake. Now midnight arrives alone, it sits across from me. It asks the questions with its eyes and lets me answer, see, I'm still here. The coffee is too hot, my tongue burns, I deserve it. think of all the times you asked for truth and I reserved it for later, became never, never became your goodbye. Now I drink bitter slow and practice not asking why. A man at the counter laughs too loud at a joke. His joy is unfamiliar like a different kind of smoke. I watch the steam rise and disappear in the air. That's what love did too. Rose warm then wasn't there. If I could rewind the room, I'd take the call. I'd say your name like a promise, not a wall. But the clock keeps marching, the night keeps paying rent. So I keep ordering refills like an argument with fate. When the sky begins to lighten, it doesn't feel like grace, it feels like fluorescent mercy on a tired face. I leave a tip that's too big, because I need to believe I can still be generous even when I can't retrieve what I lost. The night shift coffee tastes like the truth I wouldn't speak. I walk out in the morning rain and let my knees feel weak.
Your name on the parking ticket, standing black and plain. Wrong plate number, wrong street, and still it hit like rain. I don't even know how it happened. Maybe the clerk was tired. Maybe the universe is petty and wanted me rewired. I held the ticket in my hand outside the grocery store. The wind was cold, the sky was gray. The day felt like before. It's stupid, I know. A ticket is a ticket, but it carried your letters like a match in my pocket, waiting. Oh, you used to tease me for taking science too hard. You'd say life is random, then kiss me in the yard like certainty was cheap. Now I'm the one who's teasing myself, saying look, there you are. A name on paper, a small mistake, a distant star. I walk to my car slowly, as if speed could break the memory. I sit in the driver's seat and the steering wheel feels fake. I remember you driving, one hand on the wheel, the other on my thigh, like love. something real. who I used to be. Tonight I'll pay the fine. Tomorrow I'll pretend. But your name on that paper is a sentence with no end.
Two jackets on one chair. Two jackets on one chair. Two jackets on one chair.
Two jackets on one chair. Like we're still coming back. Mine smells like road dust. Yours smells like last year's laugh.
We meet in your apartment to talk like adults again. But the room remembers how we used to begin.
You stand by the window, I stand by the sink. We're both holding breath like that's the way to think. I say I've been doing better, you say so have I. We trade polished sentences that don't know how to cry.
Outside, traffic moves slow. Inside, time moves sharp. I hear the old fight in my throat, a string about to harp. You reach for the chair.
You reach for the chair.
Your hand touches my jacket.
Your hand touches my jacket.
A simple contact, and suddenly we're back in it. You whisper, do you miss me?
I
Answer too late. My silence does the damage, like it always did to fate. I wanna hold your face and say the brave thing now. You wanna believe me, but your eyes won't allow. So we circle the truth like it's breakable glass. We step close, then step away, letting the moment pass. Two jackets on one chair.
Two jackets on one chair.
Two lives on one thin line.
Two lives on one thin line.
We pretend we came for closure, but we came for a sign. In the kitchen, the fridge clicks, a small mechanical sigh. It sounds like the house trying not to ask why. You finally sit down, I sit across from you. We look at each other the way tired people do, when love is still alive, but trust is not.
You say I can't do this forever.
I nod like I knew.
I say I don't want forever.
I just want you. And my voice breaks through. The chair holds both jackets. streetlight under my window. The streetlight under my window. The streetlight under my window never turns off. It watches me like a witness who won't cough. It paints my ceiling amber all night long like a cheap halo for a man who got it wrong. I lie in bed fully dressed because sleep feels like defeat. Every time I close my eyes, I hear your voice repeat the last thing you said, and it's always too clear. Outside, a cat crosses the sidewalk. Its tail is calm. I envy that quiet confidence, that animal song. A car door shuts somewhere, footsteps fade away. The city is so good at leaving, I wish I could learn the way. You used to fall asleep fast, your cheek against my chest. You'd breathe like you trusted me. That was my favorite test. I failed it slowly, one small lie at a time. Not the dramatic kind, the coward kind, the kind that feels like I'm fine. Now the street light under my window keeps shining on my face like it's asking, are you done with pride? Are you ready for grace? But grace is a language I don't speak well. I keep translating it into guilt and calling that being real. I sit up and drink water. It tastes like nothing at all. Nothing is such a loud taste when your heart is in free fall. I think about your new mornings, your new routines, the coffee shop you love, and the way you grow clean. Without me, that thought should hurt less. Some nights it does, some nights it cuts deeper, because it shows me how love can still be love and still be gone. The street light under my window keeps burning like a vow. I pull the curtain halfway, I can't shut it out. I whisper into the amber, okay, I get it. Then I lie back down and let the light keep telling the truth.
Big speeches, clean sentences, and none of them could speak the simple truth. I was afraid, not of you, but of being seen. So I hid behind, busy behind jokes, behind anything in between. The smallest apology is not a paragraph. It's a pause, it's a hand that doesn't run. It's showing up when you'd rather be numb. I learned that too late, of course. Late is my specialty. I'm the man who arrives after the storm and asks, did you need me? You did, and I wasn't there. Now I carry your absence like a key that won't open. I touch it every day to make sure it's still broken. I see couples on the sidewalk, sharing earbuds, sharing time. I wanna tell them don't waste the quiet moments, but who am I? I go to the places we love, the bridge, the cheap diner, the bench by the river. I sit there like a student of regret and try to get better. Some days I do, some days I just get tired. The smallest apology is not asking you back. It's wishing you peace without needing a receipt, without needing a track of how I suffer too. So here it is, small and honest. I'm sorry I made love feel unsafe. I'm sorry I treated your heart like a test. I'm sorry I called my silence strength when it was fear dressed best. If you never speak to me again, I understand. I will still hold the lesson like a candle in my hand. Careful not to drop it, careful not to blame. The smallest apology is a life lived differently. I'm trying, I'm trying. That's my only victory. The mirror above the sink shows me a man I know too well, a face that says I'm okay, while the eyes tell something else. I rinse my mouth, spit, repeat. Water runs like time. I practice looking normal, like it's a daily crime. You used to stand behind me, arms around my waist. You'd laugh at my seriousness, then steal a kiss like taste. Now the bathroom is too quiet. Every tile holds sound. The smallest drip from the faucet feels like it shakes the ground. I shave slower than I used to, as if careful can undo the damage of quick choices. The way I treated you, like you'd always be there. The mirror above the sink doesn't flatter, doesn't lie. It keeps returning me to the reasons why you left. Not one big explosion, not one dramatic scene, just 1,000 little absences that turn love cold and clean. I remember you asking, are you listening? I remember me nodding, already missing the point. I turn off the tap, silence widens again. I stare in my own mouth and try to learn how to say the brave sentence without getting loud. I wanna call you this morning, I wanna keep it simple, but simple is hard when guilt has built a temple inside my chest. So I wash my face, I dry my hands, I step into the day. I try to be the kind of man who doesn't treat devotion like it's guaranteed. The mirror above the sink follows me with its eyes. I leave the bathroom light on like a small sunrise and walk out softer than before. Bought a postcard in your city on the day I left too fast. A sunset over water, a color meant to last. I wrote your name in careful ink, then stopped, because the next line is where my courage dropped. I stood by the mailbox with a stamp already on, and felt my heart hesitate like a light before it's gone. It's strange how paper can feel heavier than stone. It held a version of me who wanted to come home. The postcard still lives in my drawer, bent at the corners now. The sunset is less bright, 'cause time doesn't allow pretty things to stay untouched. I take it out on certain nights when the air feels like regret. I read the first sentence again and stare at the blank like it's a verdict. I could fill it with apologies, I could fill it with I miss you, but the truth is I was proud. Proud is a quiet poison that tastes like I can do this alone. You were never asking for perfection. You were asking for presents. And I kept trading presents for distance, for nonsense, for being fine. A postcard is a small museum, one picture, one chance. A whole life in white space, waiting for a hand, to be honest. Tonight I hold it by the window, streetlights blurring rain. I think if I mailed it now, would it arrive as pain? So I set it back in the drawer like I always do. A postcard I never sent, still addressed to you.
The late call you didn't answer, made the late call I promised I wouldn't make. My thumb hovered over your name like it was something sacred and also something I could break. The phone rang once, twice, then the voicemail took it, like a door closing gently on the part of me that still believed. I didn't leave a message. What could I say that wouldn't sound like a man asking for mercy from the person he betrayed? I stared at the screen until it dimmed. I stared until my reflection looked like a stranger who learned to swim in his own mistakes. The city outside was quiet, even the sirens felt far. I heard the refrigerator hum, a lonely, steady bar, in a song nobody wanted. I thought about your mornings, how you wait, how you stretch, how you might smile now without looking over your shoulder. The thought should make me grateful, it does, and it also splits me. Because I wanted to be the reason you felt safe. Instead I became the reason you checked the lock twice. So the late call you didn't answer became a lesson with no teacher voice, only silence, only consequence. I put the phone face down like it was a weapon. I walked to the window and watched a single car move through wet streets like it had somewhere to go. I don't blame you, that's the strange part. I finally don't blame you. I blame the way I kept choosing pride over repair. I blame the way I waited for the perfect moment that never lived anywhere. Tonight I won't call again, I'm saying it out loud to the empty room to make it real. call you didn't answer is the end of the old me, trying to negotiate. It's the start of the new me, learning how to wait.
I heard the same song on different radios today at the convenience store, in a taxi, in the hallway of a building I don't know. Each time it found me like it had my name, a simple melody. And suddenly your face came back to the front. We used to sing it badly in the kitchen at night. You'd spin me by the wrist, laughing like the world was light. Now it plays in stranger spaces, and I stand there still, a man caught in a memory he didn't mean to feel. At the store the cashier smiled, I smiled back too late. In the taxi the driver tapped the wheel, I stared at the city and swallowed fate. In the hallway someone's door was open, I saw a lamp, a couch, a tiny slice of warmth. It hurt more than I expected, because love is not only a person, it's a set of places. It's the way your name fits in my mouth, and the way my face is when you're near. Oh, the same song on different radios keeps proving one thing: you can leave a relationship, but the echoes keep traveling. I thought time would erase it. Time is not that kind. Time just rearranges pain into a cleaner line. By evening I wanted to scream instead. I bought cheap noodles, sat at my table and let the song replay inside my head, with no speakers at all. I imagined you somewhere hearing it too. Do you flinch like I do? Do you smile? Do you keep moving? If you're smiling good, if you're moving good. Tells me we were real, and being real means it stays.
Door I finally closed. There's a door in my mind I kept half open for years. Not a real door, a private one, built from regret and unfinished tears. I told myself maybe someday, maybe you'd call, maybe we'd talk, maybe I'd become the man who doesn't stall. But maybe it's a room where you never rest. It's a bed with no sheets, it's a promise that keeps eating your best. Tonight I walk past your old street and didn't turn in. That's the first miracle, small, quiet, thin. I felt the old pull in my chest, the habit of longing. Then I breathed and kept walking, and the world kept going. I remembered your smile without chasing it. I remembered your anger without tasting it. I remembered us like you remember a season, real and finished. I won't pretend I'm healed, I'm not, but I'm done with the version of love that asks me to live on hold. So I went home, opened the drawer, found the little things, the ticket, the postcard, the receipt, the ring I never gave. I put them in a box, I didn't cry at first. I just watched my hands move, steady like they finally understood what closure is. Not forgetting, not winning, not proving a point, just choosing peace without permission. I taped the box shut, I wrote the date on top, not to punish myself, to remember. The door I finally closed. There's a door in my mind I kept half open for years. Not a real door, a private one, built from regret and unfinished tears. I told myself maybe someday, maybe you'd call, maybe we'd talk, maybe I'd become the man who doesn't stall. But maybe it's a room where you never rest. It's a bed with no sheets, it's a promise that keeps eating your best. Tonight I walk past your old street and didn't turn in. That's the first miracle, small, quiet, thin. Felt the old pull in my chest, the habit of longing. Then I breathed and kept walking, and the world kept going. I remembered your smile without chasing it. I remembered your anger without tasting it. I remembered us like you remember a season, real and finished. I won't pretend I'm healed, I'm not, but I'm done with the version of love that asks me to live on hold. So I went home, opened the drawer, found the little things, the ticket, the postcard, the receipt, the ring I never gave. I put them in a box, I didn't cry at first. I just watched my hands move, steady like they finally understood
what closure is. Not forgetting, not winning, not proving a point, just choosing peace without permission. I taped the box shut, I wrote the date on top, not to punish myself, to remember when the spinning stopped. There's a door in my mind I finally closed tonight. The room behind it is still there, but it's dark, and that's alright. I turned off the lights, washed my face, and for the first time in a long time I slept without bargaining with the past.